prenatal visits with women, and it's a great opportunity for the woman and I just to meet, for her to hear a little about myself, for her to hear why it is I became a doula, and for me to learn about her.
We do a little bit of talking about the process of motherhood, becoming a mother, and the fact that especially that immediate postpartum time is really, really important for the mother's recovery, both physical and emotional. And I reinforce with the mother how important it is to care for herself and to be kind to herself immediately after birth.
The purpose of a prenatal visit is really just to get to know the mother, and if you're lucky, you'll also get to meet the other birth partners during your visits. But it's a good way to gauge kind of, what she wants and how to best help her. But at the same time, she will be different at the birth than she is in her prenatal visits, and you have to remember that.
If I don't do a prenatal visit, then when she goes into labor, I have no idea. It's like a blank slate. I have no idea how to help her or to encourage her because we haven't gotten to know each other. For me to understand what helps her relax, what helps her feel comfortable, and to actually even be able to practice some of those things together. And then also to be able to talk about, how's your pregnancy going? How are you feeling? What concerns do you have? Has the doctor said anything that's making you worried? And so sometimes women go and meet with their doctor and they don't feel like they can ask all the questions that they want to ask, or their doctor may say something and they don't really understand what it means. And so to feel more comfortable with someone and to say, okay, my doctor said this, what does that mean? And so to be able to talk about all of those things in a comfortable setting, in a coffee shop or in their apartment, whatever it is, wherever the woman is feeling most comfortable, to really be able to connect over those things. I feel like I've had clients who are from every diverse background, and what I've realized as a doula is that you really need to be able to be flexible, to not assume anything, to be willing to not know things, and to ask questions, to make sure that you're listening really well to your clients. And so even in my prenatal visits, I will often ask clients, is there anything culturally or personally or your family style or your religious background or whatever it is, are there anything from those areas in your life that would affect your birth or affect your labor? Clients will come up with things that they realize this is important, and if I wouldn't have asked that question, I wouldn't have known. Making sure we're meeting them where they're comfortable and we're not imposing our culture or our views or our religion or whatever it is onto them, but we're connecting with them where they're at.
To make sure that the mom is familiar with hospital policies and procedures so that she knows what to expect from the medical providers and her care when she does enter the hospital. And that way there are not surprises for her that can really disrupt the labor process for her and her experience of it. It's also important to let the mother know, and whatever support persons might also be attending the birth, that I am there for them, that I'm not trying to direct their birth or to judge their birth, that I am there for whatever they want me to do, and I will support them whatever their decisions are.
I want her to know that this is her birth. This is her body, this is her baby. And I want her to see a vision for how she wants it to go. And so I often encourage my clients that educate yourself. See what other people have done. Hear from your mom, your sister, your auntie, whoever it is. What have they done that they really liked? What happened to them that they didn't like? And then be empowered to make those things happen.
Help build confidence that she's strong and that birth is a natural process that has been occurring for thousands and thousands of years, and that our bodies are made to be able to do this. We can sometimes be bombarded with lots of different information and different opinions. And just remembering to follow her gut and her intuition and listen to her body and listen to her heart.
And so there are some women who really want to have more of a closeness, and there are some women who just really want me to stand by their side, but they're not interested in that intimacy. They're not a touchy-feely person. They don't necessarily want me to massage them. They just want me to be there to talk them through contractions, to be a support, to be an encouragement. And then their partner or their mom or somebody else is more the person who's going to be hands-on with them. And so both of those relationships can work. That's part of what also happens in the prenatal visits, is to establish, what do you want my role to be? How do you envision my role? How do you envision your partner's role, your mom's role, your sister's role? And we talk through all the details of that. I'm a friendly support person with some knowledge. And I'm not your doctor. I'm not your mom who may want to tell you what to do. I'm here to help you have what you want.
I like to have a separate visit outside of the prenatals where we just meet and sort of kind of get to interview each other, just to kind of get to know her background, any experiences she's had with birth and what her perspective is on that.
You have to remember, this is not your birth. This is her birth. And so I may have all of these ideas of these 15 things are so important to me, but maybe only 2 of them are important to your client. And to realize that you want to meet your client where they're at. I think some of the benefits are that it reminds you different areas of the birth and the labor to talk through. And so sometimes the only benefit may just be it helps you and the client to know what it is that the client's wishes are. This is what's important to her. And to even kind of talk through a scale of 1 to 10, how important is this? And if I feel like they're connecting with it, then I would actually take the next step and say to them, why don't you, the next time you go in and see your doctor, why don't you take this with you and talk over this stuff with your doctor?
I talk to my moms about the fact that there are certain things that you can say, certainly. So in the example of circumcision, that is something that you can decide before labor, before birth, that you do or do not want to do for your child. And then there are things that you can not so much plan, but sort of hope for. Because labor is dynamic and things can change. And so I talk to my moms about how set they are on their plans, how much they want or do not want certain procedures. And then we can talk about ways to support that.